All right, we've got a great show, friends. We are giddy to get this show giddy up. Our next guest is a family trust attorney and author of The Family Nest Egg. In this segment, she talks with our own Evan Armour about her quick do-it-yourself family budget formula that she calls the P.E.A.C.E process. Here's that conversation.
Now more than ever, financial security is top of mind for a lot of families. And our next guest is going to help your family set up a family budget. We are very excited to have Laura Meier here. She is a family trust attorney and also the author of the new book, The Family Nest Egg. Thank you for being with us, Laura.
Well, thanks for having me, Evan.
So you have some very helpful information that's going to help a lot of families this morning. And the first thing I want to talk about is why now is such a great time of year to be thinking about this.
Well, everybody knows coming through 2020 and now 2021 is just kind of a continuation, it feels, of 2020. Now is really the time, especially at the new year, to take control of our finances and stop feeling like our finances are limiting us or controlling us.
And this is really something that everybody can do. If people are watching and they're feeling overwhelmed by trying to figure this out for themselves and their families, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Well, first of all, I would tell them they're normal, right? This is an overwhelming time, especially for us parents, when you throw in a bunch of kids and online school and all of that. It is overwhelming. So it's natural to want to put these things off, but that's really the worst thing that we can do. And so actually the best way to stop the overwhelm is to take action. And by setting up a family budget and saying, this is the year, we're going to not go another year just letting money fly out our hands on things we might not really want, we're really feeling empowered and we can really make change for our family and our finances.
Absolutely. And you have an easy DIY at-home way that families can do this, something that you've come up with called the P.E.A.C.E process. You're going to walk us through it. Every letter of the word peace stands for something. It's a brilliant method that we can all put to use. So we want to jump right into it. P, what is our P going to stand for in this P.E.A.C.E process?
Okay, first thing we're going to do, Evan, is we are going to print our statements, physically print them out so it's tangible, we can see it. And then we're going to have it in front of us. And that's going to really be our working board for going through the rest of this process.
We love digital, but sometimes just having it right in front of you is just so much better when you're actually trying to map it all out and plan.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then so for E.
Yeah, let's go to E. What's E stand for?
Okay. So for E, we're going to look at these statements. We're going to determine what we earn, owe, and have. So many of us, if we're employees, it's easier to know what what we're earning every month. But for those of us who might be business owners, not so easy to determine. So we need to know what we're bringing in. And then we also need to know what we owe. So many of us don't know that final payoff on the student loans, the car loans, the mortgage, all of that. So we need to know that. And then we also need to know what we have in terms of assets. Once we know those three key numbers, then it's so much easier to know where we're at and then where we want to go.
Such an important starting point to have all of those numbers right there in front of you. All right, so next in the P.E.A.C.E process is A.
Right, so A is kind of fun. That's where you're going to assign a grade to every purchase and expense you're seeing on the printed statements. So if it's not a necessity and it's really not even something you want, like for me, when I did this, it was the cable bill. Wasn't watching it, wasn't a necessity. Well, that's like burning money. So that would get an F. But something you really love and need is going to get an A. And once you see that, you're going to have so much more clarity of where you're spending your money and what you actually have and what's working for you.
What a great way to look at it. Got to get out the red pen and just kind of go through one by one. Okay, so next we have C.
Okay, so C is going to be chop and change, which basically means if it wasn't an A, it's going to get chopped or changed. So I don't know if you watch the Food Network's Chopped, but they put that dish, on the table and say, "Chef, you've been chopped. It's gone." So right after they give you the sob story, right, of why they need the money. But that's what we're going to do to expenses. We're going to chop them if we don't need them and they're just not getting an A, or we're going to change them to something more affordable.
I love that one. Okay, E, we're rounding it out for P.E.A.C.E process with E. What do we need to remember for E?
So with the extra money that you've now freed up from going through chop and change, you're going to eliminate or reallocate. So if you have credit cards, that's going to get eliminated first. Those interest rates are crazy high. They're costing you so much money. So that needs to be eliminated. Or if fortunately you're not in that position and you don't have credit card debt, what I really want to stress is that you reallocate the money to a family emergency fund, because we don't know what 2021 is going to bring or how much longer this is going to last. Every family needs that 6 to 9 months of basic living expenses. And remember, even 1 month is better than none.
Such great advice that all of our families can put to use anytime, but especially right now. Laura Meier, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be sure to put more information about you and your new book, The Family Nest Egg, on our website by early this afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.